Good evening, groovy citizens, and happy, fantastic Friday. So you guys, when I tell y'all my day has been great, I need you to fully believe that, understand it, all of that good stuff, because my day has been truly phenomenal. My week has been awesome. I mean, I have to just say that. But that's because I tell y'all every day I wake up and I say today is going to be a great day no matter what. Now, if this little boy don't get out of my driveway with his bicycle, I digress. It is 7 o'clock p.m., y'all, and it's still 89 degrees. But you know what? God is good. God is good, because the cooler weather is starting to come back tomorrow. When I say cooler, we'll be like in the 80s. Mid-80s, I can handle that. But this 90 stuff, close to 100, y'all, I'm trying to tell you, it's a bit much. So I'm excited about that. Now, before I get into this video, the reason why I'm so late getting into it, because I had a 5 o'clock eye appointment. I go over to America's Best. And yeah, it took about an hour and a half to get that done, because there were a couple other people waiting. But you know what? It's all good. It's done. I'm glad. My prescription only changed a little bit. So I'm happy about that. And so, of course, you know, with America's Best, I chose the package where you get 2 pair of glasses and your eye exam for $79, which is awesome. But you know, they had a couple other categories you can choose from. I always start on the low end, because I'm not spending an arm and a leg on glasses. I'm just not. And so the 2 pair that I picked out, y'all, they are purple, and I'm loving it. So as you can see now, these are purple, because purple is my favorite color, wearing my purple shirt. And so my glasses, like I said, both frames are purple, so I'm super excited about that. And they'll be back in 7 to 10 days. I can't wait to show them to you. Now, I had something else I wanted to show you guys, but I forgot what it was. I forgot to bring it out, so I will just make sure I show you on tomorrow's video, just because I wasn't going to do another catch up with me video. Well, I guess I could. I'll think about that. Anyway, let's jump into today's topic. And today's topic is self-sabotage isn't a good look. Come on, somebody. Self-sabotage, it is not a good look. So self-sabotage eats away at your self-confidence and self-esteem, and it affects your relationships with other people. What is self-sabotage, you may be asking? Well, it's the act of destroying or undermining something. This term is also used when destructive behavior is directed at yourself. Self-sabotage is often driven by negative self-talk. So you might tell yourself that you're inadequate or unworthy of accomplishing anything. You may even start thinking things like, you can't do that, you don't deserve that. If you try, you'll probably just fail anyway. One of the key reasons why people self-sabotage is because of a lack of self-esteem. So many things can cause this, but the effects are the same, such as feelings of worthlessness or incompetence. The belief that you don't deserve success, and even self-hatred. So let me put a pin right here before I keep moving on. I don't know who this video is for, but I can be willing to bet you there are at least 5 people that walk around self-sabotaging, say that 3 times fast, themselves on a daily basis. And I, as your coach, I want to tell you to stop. Stop it, cut it out. We're not doing that anymore. Even if you try something and it doesn't work out, don't you dare sit there and refer to yourself as stupid, inadequate. Well, I knew you were going to fail anyway. Don't you do that. And please don't ever, and I mean ever, never let me hear you do that, because it's going to be a problem. Okay, it is going to be a problem, because I cannot sit back and allow myself, because I know I'm not going to do it, but allow other people to belittle themselves just because. And again, as I shared earlier on, the self-sabotage thing is because of a lack of self-esteem. But I also think some people do it because they want to set themselves up. So if whatever it is they're doing doesn't work out, they're not really disappointed, to be honest with you. It may look like they're disappointed, but they're not really disappointed. See, because in their mind, they already told themselves it wasn't going to work out anyway. And this way, if it doesn't work out, it's like, oh well, I knew it wasn't going to work out anyhow. So I'm asking you all to please, please, please stop doing that, because you are worth it. You deserve nothing but the best that life has to offer. I don't care how mean and nasty you are. Everybody deserves the best that life has to offer. So stop putting yourself down. Stop talking bad about yourself. It's just like you ever meet somebody and you go, oh girl, you look nice in that outfit. And they go, oh, this old thing. Yeah, I mean, but I wish I was a little skinnier, or I wish I didn't have as much of this or as much of that. And it's like, okay, why can't we just take the compliment and run with it? You don't have to pick out the things about yourself that probably do need to change. Just run with that compliment. Let's stop self-sabotaging. It's not a good look. So you may worry about failing and having your family think less of you, or if you are successful, people around you will be jealous of you. So how self-sabotage damages you? Number one, it reinforces negative behaviors that will eat away at your potential for success. You will find yourself falling short of the goals that you set for yourself. So again, if you want to do the negative self-talk and all that other good stuff, honey, all you're doing is making sure that you fall short of the goals that you set for yourself. So that's why we're going to stop doing it. Number two, it can damage your reputation. People can see you as a slacker because you don't do what you say you're going to do. You will be seen as unrelatable, uncommitted, lazy, or just having no drive at all. Number three, self-sabotage can cause you to behave passive aggressively, and you may have trouble managing your anger. All of these things will damage your relationships with your family, your friends, neighbors, and even your coworkers. Number four, these failures and disappointments can create feelings of guilt and frustration. Over time, this will lead to shame, which will flow into low self-esteem. So let's talk about how to defeat self-sabotage. And I have 5 points to share with you, and I'll let you be. So number one, recognize your self-sabotaging. So in order to change your self-sabotaging behavior, you need to recognize it. Is there something you've always wanted to do, but you've not done it? Is there an area in your life that frustrates you because you know you could have done things much better, or you could have done it, but you didn't do it at all? So you have to recognize when you're self-sabotaging. Y'all, that just gets me tongue-tied, but you have to recognize when you're doing it. See, a lot of times I think people do it to themselves, and they're so used to doing it that they don't realize that they're doing it. So I want you to catch yourself when you start to do it, and really take note of it, because you can't fix what you won't acknowledge that you're even doing. Number two, understand the emotions that lead to your behavior. So remember, self-sabotaging behavior often comes from feelings of anxiety, anger, and worthlessness. Always try to manage your emotions so that you don't commit to behaviors that have negative consequences that can always affect other people. So again, understand the emotions that lead to your behavior. What is it that's going on that's causing you to feel the way you're feeling? Again, it's going to cause you to have to take note. You've got to pay attention, because here's the thing. The signs are there. The signs are there, but if you're not in tune with you and how you're feeling, you're going to miss it. So I need you to really, really take note. And I'm going to tell you something. If you're not used to doing this, it's going to take some time. That it definitely will. But if you make it make a habit of doing it, and this is why I always say get a journal, even a small one that you can carry around with you, because as you start to feel these things, you can write them down, and it will make you more conscious of when you're doing those things to yourself. Okay. Number 3. Notice the thinking or beliefs that cause the emotions. So notice what you say to yourself when you engage in self-sabotaging behavior. Write down all of your negative self-talk, no matter what it is. Did I not just say get you a journal? So if you're out and about, and let's say something that you were going to do didn't work out, and you say, you know what, that was so stupid of you. You were so damn dumb. Forget my language, y'all, but you get where I'm going with this. Write that down in your journal. Write down what happened and what you said. And I promise you, if you do this every time, you can go back over time to read what you wrote down, and it'll give you an idea of when these things come up, i.e. meaning, what are you doing that causes you to talk negatively about yourself? I'm going to tell you a little secret. I don't care. Now, y'all know I don't like to say I don't care, but in this case, I don't care what I do. Even if it doesn't work out, I am not going to sit and belittle myself. I'm not doing it. I am not doing it. I say, okay, you know what, Michelle? You tried ABCXYZ. It didn't work out. So me, because I'm a journaler, I go to my journal. I write down what it is I tried to do, and then I write down what didn't work out. But then I also come up with some ways that I can fix the things that didn't work out the way I thought they would. You understand what I'm saying? So again, you have got to notice notice when you have this negative self-talk. Be mindful of it. Write it down in your journal. If you don't have a journal, I'm pretty sure you have a cell phone. Send yourself a text message with the date, again, what happened and what you said to yourself. Because if you start to see it, it'll make you more conscious and you'll be more likely to fix it. Number 4, change your behaviors, emotions, and thoughts. You can do this with positive affirmations. So when your beliefs and behaviors are aligned, you can create the mental, emotional, and physical states necessary to do whatever you set your mind to do. I cannot stress that enough. And if you're not sure how to come up with positive affirmations, you can Google it and you can find some positive affirmations and you can take a screenshot of it. You can write them down in your journal, your war binder, whatever it is that you write in. And every day, make sure you read those affirmations every day. And I say it, why don't you do it twice a day? You do it in the morning and then in the evening or right before you go to bed. Read those positive affirmations, but don't just read them because I'm asking you to read them. Don't just read them because you have nothing else better to do. I want you to read them and really lock it in. Let it marinate in your spirit so that whenever you feel the need to put yourself down, go to those affirmations. And if you read them enough, then you should memorize them. So when that negative self-talk starts to take off, you go, ooh, stop. And then you know what number 5 says, whatever number 5 says, and you recite that in your mind. Or you can say it out loud. And I promise you, over time, you will stop with the negative self-talk and stop with the self-sabotaging behavior. Because it can be fixed. Like I said, it can be fixed. But you've got to put in the work to do it. Number 5, develop self-supporting behaviors. So ask yourself these questions. I have 3 questions, and then I promise y'all I'm done. Number 1, what can you say to yourself that is positive or encouraging? So remember, we're talking about developing self-supporting behaviors. So what can you say to yourself that is positive or encouraging? Again, it's something that you have to think about. Number 2, what options do you have? Is there more than one way to achieve your goal? And I dare I say it, there's always more than one way, as the saying goes, to skin a cat. So whatever goal you have, there's always more than one way to get there. But you've got to ask your question. And as you ask yourself, and this will be in the description box, as you ask yourself these questions, I want you to write down the answer to each and every one of them. Nobody has to see it but you. Remember, this is for you. Number 3, can you build self-confidence by setting and achieving smaller goals as you work your way to larger goals? Can you? I'm pretty sure you can. So I like to write down the overall arching goal, whatever that overall main goal is, and then underneath set smaller goals that will allow you to get to the main thing. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Sometimes we set ourselves up for failure because we have that big goal, but we don't have the steps laid out in order to get there. And so if you try to go from 0 to 100, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to work out. Why? Because you have nothing in between. See, all that in between stuff, that's your learning process, whether you know it or not. And you've learned along the way. It's just like people who have successful businesses. They didn't just get the idea to start the business and all of a sudden, bam, they were right here at the top. No, they had to go through some stuff. So always remember that when you have a big goal, you need to have some smaller goals, and each one of those goals is going to build on the other one to get you to the top, to that big goal that you're looking for. And I'm sorry. So that was it. And I only had three things to share with you. No, yes, I did. I only had 3. And so after you do the 3 things that I just gave you, which was develop self-supporting behaviors, what options do you have, and can you build self-confidence by setting and achieving smaller goals on your way to the larger ones? Next, use your answers to these questions to inspire you to move in a positive direction. Like I said, the questions will be in the description box. I hope you do take the time to write them down, come up with your answers, because the answer to each one of those questions is going to inspire you to move in a positive direction. And there you have it, okay? Because remember, what did I say? Self-sabotaging isn't a good look. It is not a good look at all. And there are too many people in this world, they do it, they've always done it, because they don't want to feel like a failure if whatever they're trying to do doesn't work out. I remember I was watching a video, it's been a while back now, where this young lady, she's always, like she said, she's always been heavyset. And so when she would go out around other people, she would make jokes about her weight, about her being fat. And now for me, that would make me uncomfortable. But she went on to explain that if she made jokes about her weight herself, anytime somebody else said something about her weight, it didn't bother her, because she had already talked about her weight. So it's like, okay, I'm already talking about me, so there's nothing you can say that's going to hurt my feelings. And that's a form of self-sabotaging, and that's what I want you all to get away from doing. People are going to talk. Nothing you can do about that. People are going to talk, but I don't want you being the one that's talking about yourself and putting yourself down. Because again, you deserve nothing but the best, and you will have the best if you start to think differently and take on that mindset that you are not going to allow anything or anybody to bring you down. You are worthy, you guys. I just need you to understand it and to believe it. So, having said that, that is it, you guys. That's all I have. And I want to say thank you so much for giving me just a little bit of your time to speak life into you. Go out there and cut out the self-sabotaging behavior. Because while you may think that you're protecting yourself by self-sabotaging, it's not a good look, baby. It's not. And you're better than that. You are so much better than that, okay? So having said that, thank you so much. If you're new to watching my videos, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I do car conversations, i.e. I'm sitting in my truck, so I call it car conversations. But I do videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So make sure you check out this week's, well, first of all, make sure you subscribe. Go back and check out this week's video. Check out the one I did on Wednesday, and come on back tomorrow, because I'll have another video posted for you where I'm always encouraging you. That's all I do. My channel, if you're new to my channel, it's all about encouraging. It's all about speaking life. You know, the world will beat us down enough, and that's why I want to always encourage you, because what I don't want is for the world to beat you down and then you beat yourself down. No, we're not doing that. We are not doing that. It stops today. This is it. We're not doing it anymore. Now, if this is not your first rodeo, I want to say welcome back. Y'all know I miss you and I don't get a chance to see you. Go out there, and this is for you all too. If you're not new, make sure, if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Y'all joining me week in and week out. Hit the subscribe button, tap that bell, okay? Love you all, mean it. And listen, I need you not only to hit the subscribe button, but I need you to tap the bell so you're not missing anything, but also make sure you give this video a thumbs up, because it helps with the algorithm. And what that means is my video is shared with many, many, many more people. So if you all could do that, that would help me out greatly. And guess what? It costs you absolutely nothing but a half of a second to click that thumbs up button, okay? Make sure you do that for me, please. Thank you so very much. Now, go out there, enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of your evening, the rest of your evening, and have an amazing weekend on purpose. Whatever you do, promise me, you guys, that you're going to be careful. Go out there, be safe, and be careful. I'm telling y'all, we live in a crazy world. Every time you cut on the news, there's something new that's happened. So please, please, please be careful. And as I've said before, if you go someplace and you leave by yourself, you better leave by yourself. Don't pick up anybody that didn't come with you. Unless, of course, you know that person. But if that person is a complete stranger, you don't need to go to their house, and they don't need to go to your house, okay? Go out there, be safe, have fun. I love you all to the moon and back. And you know the drill, you know the spiel. There's nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing that you can do about it, because it's never going to change. Love you all, and we'll talk again tomorrow.